Tell me you don't feel sorry for Jose Lopez taking this dynamite to dome. Go ahead, say it. You might be a psychopath if you do. It's pretty entertaining, to be honest. I mean, back on topic, so what is Ryan Garcia's secret? How does this super featherweight generate so much power? Before we consider his power, we must first consider his timing and precision. Ryan states that he feels when to hit, that he feels when to time his shots. When the window is presented, body and mind connected as one, the shot finds itself.
I do not hit. It hits all by itself.
Calling himself the Flash, he's refined his capacity to do so with boxing tools like the speed bag, double and bag, etc. He's got so good at detecting rhythm that he can smack these tools around, often without even looking. That's a key component to his ability to land effectively, his ability to quickly react to rhythm. What does that even mean though? A conventional understanding is weight distribution from lead foot to back foot, but it can also be understood as habitual motions or movements. If you can read the habit, you can predict when that habit will show itself. Thus, fine-tuned strikers like Ryan Garcia time against that window of habitual behavior in a flash. Just like that. Like dance, thinking about the window can stifle your movements altogether. Thus, hitting the beat of music, you feel the rhythm, you feel the patterns of behavior, those repeated behaviors. Then, when you have that feeling, you feel when to fire your technique. Using your higher cognitive faculties to think, it takes time. This often becomes too slow, although here is an exception to that rule, as there is an exception to every rule. The punch Stephen Thompson landed against Robert Whittaker. Thompson states that he's in flow and not thinking when he fights, but in this one instance, he had a lot of trouble with Whittaker's jab. He stated that this was one of the rare cases where he had to figure out another way. He started thinking. Through that break in character, that's where he found success with this next shot. There is no perfect formula governing our reality. There is always an exception, but when it comes to consistency, being in flow, not thinking, that place where your body and mind are connected as one, that is the place where you can find your reaction time is the best, with of course exceptions here and there, as again, there's an exception to every rule. Keep your hands up. But Muhammad Ali, a man many recognize as the greatest ever, kept his hands down. Let this be a lesson that you simply work with what brings you the most consistent success rate and adapt your individual condition to the moment accordingly. So now we understand Ryan is incredibly precise with a remarkable capacity to time against patterns of behavior. He does it so well in fact that he sometimes doesn't even have to look. But that power, where does this sheer power come from? Of course his speed is definitely part of that equation, but Ryan breaks a lot of rules when it comes to form. Ryan is so confident in both his speed and his ability to read your habits that he's willing to sacrifice textbook form to maximize on power. He wings haymakers off his fascia, similarly to Deontay Wilder. This increases the speed of the shot, slingshotting more oomph, but at the cost of more telegraph. You're more likely to see the shot because the human eye now has more depth perception to read that shot. But what we find is that it often doesn't matter. He's not catching you when you're still. Ryan Garcia is catching you mid-movement. Operating in the milliseconds, even if you see the punch, if you've already transferred weight, will you be fast enough to cancel that motion or get clipped instead? To be able to pull back on your weight distribution before the punch connects. They call him the Flash for a reason. Versus current tier of opponents, that appears not to be the case. In a flash, he catches you against that behavior with unorthodox telegraphed form. Now here, observe how Ryan also breaks another rule. He keeps his chin up. He's so confident in his ability to react to your habits that he prioritizes balance over a shelled chin position. With a head level to the floor, there is a notable difference in balance due to the fluids, the semicircular structures in your ear. These structures govern your equilibrium. The Muay Thai collar tie uses this exact understanding to pull you into knees. Not pulling on the neck, but breaking your head position down so that it becomes easier to pull the rest of your posture in that direction. When you're off balance, it's way easier to manipulate the rest of your body into the desired direction. You can try this with friends if you'd like. You'll realize that it's not about how strong you are, really. There will be likely no resistance.
I'm gonna use that on my kids.
Understanding this, that's how much of a role balance plays, and it does affect footwork and movement all the same. With a leveled head position, thus leveled balance, Ryan plays a very dangerous game because he's more vulnerable when getting clipped. The chin is right there, but with more balance also comes better footing to drive in your shots. shot after shot. This is a component to his onslaught. It's why he can drive in so much power, recover so quickly, then drive in power again and again and again. Who knows how sacrificing defensive responsibility will translate as he rises in tier of competition, but nonetheless, this chin position is a component to his power. It's a double-edged sword, really. If you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.